nothing surprising here, Joe, as Pete Alonso, basically 20 minutes after the season, told everybody he was going to opt out. He does. Edwin Diaz, no surprise there. He opts out, although we think there could potentially be a conclusion to that saga very quickly as how it happened last time. If people forget, Edwin Diaz was signed before he ever hit free agency last time this happened. And then somebody decided to stay. Joe, A.J. Minter opted into his extension. Man, that was a tough injury for the Mets, even bigger than we could have ever predicted this year. They really, really needed A.J. Minter in that bullpen, and he will be welcomed back. At least from my perspective, I am very excited for the return of Minter to the top of this bullpen.
I'll start with Diaz, and then I'll hit Alonso and Minter as well. But starting with Edwin Diaz, this was obvious. He's going to want to add some length to the deal. I have hope that it'll work like last time, and would we do an emergency pod? I think we might, right? We would have to hop on it.
You tell me. I don't know where the line is, because as much as we'd be really excited about Edwin Diaz returning, and maybe this is foolish of me, Joe, I expect Edwin Diaz to return. And I think the fan base will be extremely disgruntled if anything else happens with Edwin Diaz, because who in the hell is closing games for the New York Mets if Edwin Diaz is not back?
That might be a segment if this actually drags out.
A segment I don't want to do, by the way, but we would have to do it.
We're not ready for it yet, so I hope it wraps up in these next few days. But Edwin Diaz also has earned the right as one of, if not the best closer in baseball, to at least see what the market has to offer. So him opting out makes sense. The Mets will naturally slap the qualifying offer on him because, remember, when they signed him last time, they signed him before the deadline, so they never got to put the qualifying offer on him. So they do now, and we'll see how that could impact this market. But I am totally with you. I think Edwin Diaz ends up back with the Mets. I don't envision this being incredibly difficult, but maybe I'm a little naive. When he signed his contract with the Mets last time, he set the AAV record for relievers. Years later, he still has the AAV record for relievers, but he doesn't want that over 2 years. So slap a couple more years on, give him another $1 million a year or something like that, and let's just call it a day, because the Mets simply almost can't operate without Edwin Diaz in 2026. There isn't a bullpen outside of him left with all the free agents and injured guys. So Diaz is a must, and I hope that they can wrap it up relatively quickly. On the Alonso front, that is not going to wrap up quickly. I think we're going to be talking about Pete Alonso for some time. I hope not.
Can I give you an over-under?
Yes, please.
Christmas Eve. What are you taking?
Over. This is going into 2026. 100%. I feel 100% confident. With that said, the Mets may fill first base otherwise, and then maybe Alonso isn't as much of a factor. But I don't think Alonso's signing before Christmas. I think he's still going to target a long deal that I'll believe it when I see it that he gets.
That's a bad strategy, man.
This feels like a 4-year deal wherever he ends up. That's the feel I have here. But we'll be talking about Alonso a whole bunch, and he said he was opting out. So off you go into free agency, and we'll see how it goes without the qualifying offer.